doing a reading today um, about the 1111 portal that is happening. Um, Half of it already happened this morning. I'm not casting any of my work until this evening because I just work better at night. Um, but so many crazy fucking energies have been happening lately, and a lot of it, the main feeling of it is just letting go of things that aren't allowing you to be the version of yourself that you know you're meant to be. And there's a lot of frustration that's come with that, and a lot of like what almost feels like I don't want to say resentment because it's more resentment towards yourself for allowing people to take up certain spaces in your life, and more than anything, your time and your energy, because you're coming to the realization of how actually fucking valuable that is, and how you can't be good at your job, a good friend, a good parent, you can't be a good partner if you're too fucking exhausted to be able to take care of yourself. And you're starting to realize that these people who are asking all of these things from you, well, um, when you're starting to set up these boundaries of like, you know what, can't, can't. I can't continue to put in energy that isn't reciprocal for me anymore. I can't try to make myself fit into a space that I don't fit into. I can't try to keep making people like me that just don't because they don't even like themselves. And I'm tired of using projecting my energy onto something that is not reciprocating back and will never. Um, so that is like the main energy that I've been getting for the last couple of weeks. And for this 1111 portal, I think it's so important that before you even start asking for anything that you want, like, to jump into, because portals are, you know, about jumping into one reality into the next, and it's really just about the stories that you're telling yourself. But you need to let go of certain things first. You can't move into something beautiful and wonderful if, not even if, like, you can't move on to something that you want when you're carrying your old life with you. There just isn't room for that old life and those old thought processes and those old people that aren't supportive. It's XYZ. They just don't fit into your life anymore. And it's okay for you to be like, okay, I'm ready to just let go of that because it's not selfish. Um, it's not selfish to put yourself and your needs and your wants first. And I wish I could remember who fucking said this, but I saw it in an interview. It's selfful to put yourself first, and when you put other people above your own happiness, you're turning them into thieves, unwilling thieves, because they're taking from a cup that's already depleted, and you're creating a karma for them that isn't supposed to that wasn't yours to put in there because you weren't working on your own shit. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I am gonna pull some cards. I'm looking. So I think I want to pull some oracle cards first. So the number 11, actually, before we do that, let me look at my numerology book for the number 11. While all numbers have power, some numbers appear to be endowed with an extra dose of distinctiveness. 11 is one of those numbers. This double digit is the ultimate and best, the, the numerological equivalent of raising both pointer fingers in the air and screaming, "I'm number one." As is the case with the number one, people affiliated with number 11 make great leaders. They might make even innate, effortless, nope, better leaders than number one because they exude an innate, effortless charisma that helps foster connections with everyone they meet. This charisma comes from the influence of the number two. In many ways, the number 11 blends characteristics from the number one and the number two because 1 plus 1 equals 2. These individuals are simultaneously great leaders and great team players, truly an unstoppable interpersonal force. Those with the number 11 in their lives bring vision and sensitivity to all encounters. Plus, they like being the leader and the go-to. Put another way, if you're stuck on a desert island with a random group of people, you definitely want to do some quick calculations and put number 11 in charge. 11s have big plans, big dreams, and big ideas. And while their passion is infectious, it can sometimes make the person or the project seem scattered and all over the place. Brainstorming, blue skying, and daydreaming are awesome and necessary parts of the creative process. At some point, though, we need to turn from generating ideas to figuring out how to make those ideas into a reality. I've been getting that a lot too about organization, organizing your shit. If you keep seeing the number 11 in your life, you might want to tune into your intuition, regardless of whether we're born leaders or we become leaders. Each of us is the leader of our own life. Yes, thus an 11 is a reminder to believe in ourselves and to have faith in our ideas and to not be afraid to imagine all that could be. Repdigit plus repugnant. Am I stupid? I'm probably stupid because I don't know what that means. But the number 11 is the first repdigit or number composed of the same repeated numbers. Okay, repdigit. Okay, got it. Should have just read. Other repdigits include 22, 777, and 888, etc., etc. Not only is 11 the first repdigit, but it's also the first rep unit, or number comprised of repeated ones. So that's something that I really want to talk about too, is that I've been really, really called to organize my shit. To really take like the time that is necessary to be like, okay, I know that I need to take care of X, Y, Z, but how am I going to go about that? Because if I start to just do it, right? If I start to just do it, and there is no plan, I'm going to make my own self frustrated, because instead of spending the energy to go towards my goals, I'm spending all this energy freaking the fuck out because I don't know what I'm doing because I wasn't organized enough. And I saw another intuitive here on Instagram talking about how it's important for this 1111 portal to, before you ask for anything, to make a list of all of the things that you're ready to get rid of, that you don't want in your life, that are limiting you, that make you unhappy, and then it's like you're going to make the list of 11, right? And from there, you're going to be like, okay, in order to get rid of this, these are the steps that I need to take. And you're going to do that for every single one. And some are going to be more complex, are going to have more steps. But the amount of peace that you're going to have within yourself, uh, knowing that your shit is like together, your shit is like not even together, because that's not the point. The more that you know that you're able to take things that are stressful, that don't serve you, and you're able to look at them, and instead of being afraid of them, be like, I'm going to take care of this now, instead of putting it off because something else becomes a priority over your own needs and happiness. When you start to flip that around, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? And trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay. Actually, I need to do the traditional Rider Waite. How are you being called to step up and lead? The 11s are about leadership, self-leadership, and leading with compassion. So how are you being called to become the leader of your own life? And deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. I feel like a lot of you, that's so nice. The four of wands and the ace of pentacles. Anyway, I feel like a lot of you have been putting so many things as a priority over your own health and your own inner peace, and it's left you so fucking depleted. And I really, really feel that you're just like, God, I'm just like too tired to do anything. Like, I know that there are things that need to be done, but I'm just too mentally exhausted and worn out and depleted to do any of those things. And so this is like really saying, like, you need to prioritize your own rest and your own, not, yeah, replenishment, but like you need to prioritize recouping your body and your mind. Like, I need to prioritize like the recoup, because if I don't, my cup is just gonna keep emptying and keep emptying and keep emptying, and nothing is ever gonna get done. And this trust the niggle is like, I've always gotten this card in my life when I have things that are deceiving me that I don't want to acknowledge because I want to see the best in everyone. And so I ignore it. I've always ignored it because I always wanted to see the best in every fucking one. The Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords in the traditional tarot is about deception. It's about stealing. It's about trying to get away with something. It's about liars, people who are talking behind your back. Um, and in the reverse, it's like really just saying, like, if there's somebody that is in your life or a situation or a place or a workplace or whatever that is like, these motherfuckers are talking shit about me. Like, these motherfuckers are really, like, why do they fucking hate me so much? Like, why am I feeling so much disdain and hate in this situation? Like, what the fuck did I do? that kind of feeling, like, if you're feeling that, trust that. Like, actually trust that. If it's like for example, I just quit my job recently, and before I quit that job, I started having a lot of feelings of like, you know, my main boss doesn't want me here. Like she thinks I'm kind of like a failure. And so she's like nudging me out. And then I started feeling a lot of those feelings with my supervisor, who was like very kind to me in the beginning, and it felt very like I want to believe the best in this person because I know that she she is a good person, but she has allowed other people to take her out of her character and become not a great person, to take her out of her morals. And where am I going with this? Anyway, like I had this like deep feeling that they were trying to edge me out, and my body started getting really, really sick. I started getting really, really sick, um, and when I started to get sick, instead of them being supportive, they kept writing me up. They kept like uh, talking to me about my performance and like all this stuff, and it wasn't stuff that was like very helpful. It was just like very like get your shit together because you're affecting the team, and it's like I don't really care about you or your health. I just care about um, results. And and I it felt really ick, and I started feeling that a lot. And what broke the straw that broke the camel's back, as you could say, I guess, is the last day that I was in the office. Um, I was sitting at my desk and I was crying um, because we weren't close friends, but she was somebody that I knew and that I met, and she was a lovely person, and she had a huge fucking heart. She had so much to give to the world, and she had passed away from cancer. And I was just sitting at my desk because I was so sad that that light was snuffed out of the world because it's so needed. And I was so sad for her daughters and the pain that they were going to feel and experience. And I was sad for her husband, and I was sad for all her friends that loved her. And I was just like, we weren't close, like, but I knew she was a great person. And I'm sitting at my desk and I'm having these emotions. Um, it's finally hitting me. I'm scrolling through Facebook on my break, and it's finally hitting me that she didn't make it. And I hear, like, my desk is here, my supervisor's desk is here, and my main boss's office is over here. So, like, very close to each other, like within 10 feet. And I hear my main boss, because she loved to talk about all of the people that she's fired. She loved talking about it. And she said, "Do you remember that crazy bitch from Auburn?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, I remember her." And she was like, "Well, the last thing I saw on Facebook when I looked up her Facebook was that she had cancer." And then I ran into her at the hospital, and she didn't look like she was doing too good, so I think she's dead. Just like that. Just so fucking cold and so callous and so disgusting. And in that moment, I knew. It was like something switched in my fucking brain. In that moment, I knew I was not going to get better in this place around these people. they weren't going to give me the opportunity to get better. And I knew that all of those feelings that I had, where they were talking shit and they were talking about blah, 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 was all correct, because this woman, like my supervisor, who was the only one who was like even slightly redeemable, even though she was kind of two-faced, like she was like, you know, yeah, she was kind of crazy, but she had a lot of stuff going on. She was like, she was a nice person, and you know, and then my main boss was like, yeah, whatever, and then just went on her fucking way, and I was just like, this is disgusting and despicable, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I refuse to be a part of it. The next week, you guys, I'm not even fucking kidding you, I got so goddamn sick that my eyes swole shut. And I called, or no, I didn't call. I texted her and I was like, "Hey, I'm not good." At this point, I had like write-ups for taking mental health days, which I don't even want to get into, because it's like, she was like, "Yeah, you can take a mental health day, but you have to pre-schedule it." I'm like, "You know what a fucking mental health day is, bitch?" Like, yeah. I'm looking at my November calendar and I'm like, you know what? On November 15th and on November 22nd, when nobody's working or nobody's taking a day off, on those days I'm going to decide to just fucking fall apart. But just on those days. It's like, do you... Anyway, we move. The universe literally made my body sick and was like, do you really want to test this out, like, long term with these people? And I quit the next week, because I made a decision that I wasn't going to allow people that they minimum didn't even care about my fucking health. Because, like, if you don't care about me as a person, fine. You don't care about my health, you need me to be healthy to work for you, bitch. I can't work if I'm dead. Like, if you don't care about that, then you're fucking dead inside. I don't know how to help you. But the universe is going to start either taking things away from you, putting things right in your face, and being like, do you trust that when you feel disgusted, you need to fucking bounce? Do you trust that when you get the ick from your boyfriend because he treats you one way, but treats you a different way in front of his friends, that you're gonna bounce because you know he's not showing you? You need to trust that when people show you, their mask slips out, people show you that fucking demon grinning back, that you need to trust that you have the discernment to be like, you know what? I'm out. I'm not putting myself in this situation anymore. I'm just not gonna do it. I fucking refuse. So, first step, organization. Second step, take care of yourself. Third step, trust those icky feelings that you're getting. The judgment in the reverse, the hierophant in the reverse, and the devil. Holy fucking shit! Holy shit! Oh, God. God. The Nine of Pentacles in the reversal. The Five of Swords in the reversal. So many fives. Five, five, five. Change. So much change. So much change in the fight of, like, because this is a picture, this is showing people fighting each other, right? Discourse. And the reversal underneath the devil, it's like, I'm not fucking putting up with this shit anymore. I'm not tying myself, because if you look at the devil card, the devil is about obsessions, things that addictions, afflictions, things that don't serve you, but that you're holding on to because they serve a certain purpose in your life. And you feel almost like trapped to it, like it's an escapable addiction. obsession. But if you look really close at the picture of the devil, they're chained, but the chain is around their necks, and it easily fucking fits over their heads. The only thing that keeps them trapped in that mental, in that affliction, is their mental, is how they think about it. And with the Hierophant in the reverse, and having the five of swords in the reverse, right underneath it, it's saying that your thought process is to just pick up your swords and move out, because this is so the swords the swords is about intellect. It's about the mind. It's about you know, your thought processes on things. And the five of swords is literally, the depiction is after a battle, picking up your swords and walking away from a situation that nobody feels content with. They don't feel like they won. You don't feel like you won. But your thought process is like, okay, like, I'm just gonna take what I got out of this. I'm gonna pick myself up and I'm gonna move forward. And because it's right underneath the Hierophant represents upright, represents things that come from tradition, such as marriage, religion, um, things that have a, what is the word? What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? Um, Things that have set structures, right? Like Christianity has a set structure. There is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Nothing else. There is no Goddess Energy Sophia. There is no, you know, they fucking Mary Magdalene who. Like, there's no counterpart to that. It's very structured in the way that it's been traditionally since Christianity has been set into stone. When it's in the reversal, it's about breaking those structures down. The structures that have been put in place that don't serve you anymore, it's about breaking them down and walking away from them, not feeling like nobody won in this situation, but in the knowing that walking away from things that don't serve you anymore, this change, because fives are about change, and these are both fives, and this is a five. Five is about change, breaking down structures that have always felt like they've served you, like you needed them, like you couldn't live without them, XYZ, and being like, this is hard now in this moment to walk away from this person, place, or thing. But I don't feel like I'm losing here. I feel like I'm taking the first step towards something different, towards something that I don't have to fight for anymore. And now we're going to go over to the Judgment and the Nine of Pentacles. The Judgment upright is about resurrection. It is about coming from your darkest moments, or anybody's darkest moments, and what you do afterwards, what your soul decides to do afterwards. It resurrects. It becomes something different. It becomes something in the water. Things are cleansed. Things get cleansed in the water. And so with the resurrection, imagery in the water, it's like a baptism of, why is that not coming to me? I feel like, hold on, let me pull some cards before I speak too soon. The High Priestess. Okay, so I was right. And the Seven of Pentacles. Three little birds look down my doorstep, singing sweet songs, the melodies coming true, singing, this is my message to you, saying don't worry about it. This is giving me, you think that judgment is bad because you don't want to judge people the way that people have judged you. But with the High Priestess here and the Nine of Pentacles in the reversal, it's saying that using your discernment against people and being like, hey, you said some ugly, despicable ass shit, and I'm not going to be a part of it anymore. That I'm not judging you for being an ugly person, because karma's going to judge you for being an ugly person. I don't have to. I don't have to be the person to deliver that to you necessarily. But I don't have to feel bad for judging you for being shitty. Like, is what it's saying. And the reason why you're feeling that and you're trusting your intuition in that, like, and it's hard to view yourself. It's taken a lot of work because the Seven of Pentacles is about work, but it's taken a lot of is it about work? I always get it confused in this deck because it doesn't look like the pictures in the Rider Waite, but I'll get back to this in a second. I'll also get back to this in a second. Let's go back to discernment. You're using your discernment now more than ever because of the way that they made you feel. The Nine of Pentacles upright is this beautiful, wealthy woman who's in her power, who knows what she wants, has what she needs, takes care of business. Upside down, it's somebody taking you out of your humanity, somebody taking you out of your morals, somebody taking you out of your comfortability with yourself, somebody taking you out of, like, your character. And with all three of these cards together, it's saying that, because it's right next to trust the niggle, I don't know, but because it's all kind of like connected right here, it's saying that when you first felt like they were the people that you trusted, the people that you were around were giving you the ick, you were judging them, you felt like you were judging them, and you're like, I don't want to be that person that judges people. I just just want to live my life and do XYZ and move on. Until they started to take you out of your character and turn you into people like them. And your intuition was like, fuck no, dog. Like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not letting you take me out of my morals, out of my character to be somebody who says some disgusting, despicable ass shit like you. I'm not. I'm not gonna do. I refuse to do that. Hold on 1 second. Seven of Pentacles. Period of contemplation. A curious card, the Seven of Pentacles, shows a period of contemplation and uncertainty. You're looking back at all of your hard work and wondering if it's been a failure or a success. You can't seem to decide. Shouldn't you be reaping more rewards by now? Maybe so. But the mind has control over perception. It's possible your rewards are waiting for you to recognize them. They are not always monetary. Period. Recognition of your rewards is trusting yourself. The recognition, the reward in this, the happiness in this, the fulfillment in this, because the Three of Cups is about celebration. It's about being carefree. It's about not worrying. It's about, the things that make you feel good. And threes are about connections with others. And it's saying here that, like, what brings you to that state is to recognize that when people start to affect me in a way where I feel like my discernment is turning into judgment, when I feel like they're taking me out of my character because now I'm talking more shit about people that I don't even fucking care about, when I feel like I don't know, man, like I feel like fuck. Okay. That's real. That is so fucking real. Every single time in my life where I've put myself in places, spaces, and side by side to people who didn't match me energetically, who didn't match my morals, who didn't match my empathy, who didn't match my humanity, who just didn't match, I would lose my intuition. I would lose the ability to trust myself. I would lose my power because I would let them take it. I would allow them to take it, to take me out of my character. And this is saying that the gift, the non-monetary gift that you're getting from this is that you will never again allow for someone to come into your life and tell you you have to be this, you have to be XYZ, you have to be like me to be successful. You have to let go of your humanity and be icky like me to fit in. And what this is saying is that the biggest gift that you could ever give to yourself is to know when to walk away. The biggest gift that you could ever give to yourself is saying, you know what, I might need these structures or whatever because society tells me that I need them. But I know deep down in my heart that if this society is asking me to go against my humanity to hurt others, I refuse. I refuse to do that. I will not do that. In that, you will get everything that you've ever wanted. You will have the choice to get everything you've ever wanted, because feeling this is because you feel like you've had a lack of choice. I have to do this because I have to be responsible, because I have to pay my bills, because I have to, look good for this friend group, for my boyfriend's friend group. I don't want them to look at me and think that I'm a bitch, that I'm stupid, that I'm, you know, that I'm too woo woo, that I'm too blah blah blah. Like, no, I don't have to. I don't have to be afraid that I'm going to lack things and have that take me out of that, and have that make me into somebody else. Because I know that if I follow myself and follow how I feel, I will always have a choice. I will always feel fulfilled. But if I don't, I will let it consume every single part of me until I'm controlled by somebody I don't even fucking like or know. And I refuse. Okay. I'm gonna get a blanket because my feet are cold. Yeah, get cozy. Alright. So now that we've gotten to what we need to do, what the first step is, right? Now I want to pull some cards on. I just got a couple of messages, but one of them is that we spend so much of our life spending it trying not to burn bridges, trying not to hurt other people's feelings, trying to put other people's feelings above our own, XYZ, because we feel like if we leave everything in a nice, pretty, wrapped up box for them and try to make things as comfortable and good for them as possible, then if I ever need to come back, I'll be accepted back. And we do that because we find we as humans want to be comfortable. And we're always more comfortable in things that we've already experienced, even if they don't fulfill us and make us happy. Um, but what I'm hearing is like sometimes, and it's so ironic because we're going into winter now. Like fall came and went really fast, and now we're going into winter because things are cold as fuck in Northern California. But winter is about blowing away all of the leaves, leaving everything bare. I'm seeing winter, but I'm also seeing a forest fire, like burning everything to the ground. But that's because I'm just chaotic. But like burning everything to the ground, and the devastation that that brings. But just like with winter, everything becomes bare. Everything becomes cold. underneath it, just like the ash from a forest fire. But when spring comes, all of that mulch, all of those leaves, um, all of those nutrients from everything that died off in the fall and was trapped in the winter feeds the earth for it to grow in a more beautiful way. And sometimes it can be as cyclical as a winter, and sometimes it can be as dramatic and chaotic and destructive as a forest fire. But either way, their purpose is the same. It's to eliminate all and hide it from you so that after a certain amount of time has passed and you're able to reflect and view things differently, different things will grow from that. I channel a lot of the Empress. I mean, I do channel a lot of the Empress, but I channel a lot of my messages through music, and I find a lot of messages through song. And I keep hearing the song, Belief by Gavin DeGraw, and it goes like, belief makes things real. It makes things feel all right. Belief makes things true. Things like you and I. Believing that there's something The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire by Deepak Chopra. It's the only book on my stack that's upside down. Belief and the Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire. I'm immediately getting that I'm immediately getting that believing that your desires can happen out of nowhere, out of nothing, out of thin air, out of believing that magic is real, believing that your I didn't write these notes, by the way, in this book. I always buy used books, and I love buying used books because people leave notes in them sometimes, and I get to see and make a connection with somebody that I never knew through their notes. And I'm going to read what they have underlined. I'm just going to read this because I felt called to it, so I'm just going to read it. My soul is disengaged from melodrama. I am free from resentment, grievances, hostility, and guilt. I am free of self importance. I am free of self concern. I'm free of self pity. I can laugh at myself. I can see the humor in life. These are all contained in that freedom. If I'm not emotionally free, then I overshadow the cloud, the experience of the spirit with the ego, and my best intentions cannot be fulfilled. My soul is disengaged from melodrama. The note they left in here is in 1977, John Veith said this to me. Ultimately, emotional freedom leads to psychological and spiritual freedom as well. Underneath, they wrote love. There are fear. Really, two only. So, let me read it without their little notes. Hold on. Ultimately, emotional freedom leads to psychological and spiritual freedom as well. There are really only two emotions: pleasure, which is love, and pain, which is fear. Wow, that's powerful. Either it feels good or it hurts. Most people believe that the two fundamental emotions are fear and love. But these are really just the way that we respond to the potential for pleasure and pain. Love means that we want to get closer to it because we think it will bring us pleasure. Fear means that we want to move away because we think that it will bring us pain. And we spend our lives seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. And the things that bring pleasure or pain are different for each of us. And pleasure and pain flow from the needs that you have. If I have a craving for chocolate ice cream and you bring me chocolate ice cream, then I interpret that as being pleasurable. If you have an allergy to chocolate and someone brings you chocolate ice cream, that gift is associated with pain. It's all about perception and interpretation. It's the ego that interprets things as being pleasurable or painful, and the ego experiences any crossing of the boundary of ego without permission as being painful. And the optimal and truest condition is one of balance. Anytime we have emotion and emotional turbulence, we upset our natural internal balance, which can block our spiritual evolution and may even disconnect us from synchronicity. This is not to say that emotions are in themselves harmful or to be avoided, as human beings will always have emotions. These are part of the human condition. But extremes of emotion will set us off course for our true life purpose. There will always be events or relationships in our lives that trigger strong emotions in us. There will always be things in the world that cause great pain or anxiety. But we need to avoid getting stuck in one emotion. Think of life as a river with two banks: pleasure on one side, pain on the other. The best way to float down the river is to stay in the middle, moving even moving evenly between two banks. If you stray too close to either side, your passage slows and you run the risk of running around. Too much pleasure leads to addiction, and too much pain can eclipse your enjoyment of life. Wow. It is important to note that pain does not have to be physical. It can be emotional pain or even the memory of past pain. Although our natural instinct is to avoid pain, we must deal with it when it occurs. Otherwise, it will resurface later in life in some form of emotional turbulence. What they underlined was anytime we have an emotional turbulence, we upset our natural internal balance. But extremes of emotion will set us off course for our true life purpose. But extremes of emotion will set us off course for our true life. I think they meant from our true life purpose, but I could be wrong. Their note is avoid getting stuck on one emotion. But we need to avoid getting stuck. To Too much pleasure leads to addiction. Too much pain can eclipse all enjoyment. The Empress in the reversal. Ah! The Ten of Wands in the reversal. That's Two of Swords. Ten of Pentacles in the reversal. I think I asked, like, what would happen if you. Honestly, I don't remember what I asked before then. It is hard being intuitive with ADD. I think if I can remember correctly, I asked what is going to happen if you end up trusting, um, having belief in. Ooh, all right, okay. This makes sense why all of those are in the reversal now. That makes sense. Okay. So the Four of Cups is what's on the bottom of the deck, which is the overall energy of choice. But if you can see, he's looking at his choices here. He's kind of not disengaged, discontent about those choices. He doesn't seem super enthused about it. When the ultimate choice is staring him directly in the fucking face, and he just doesn't want to face it because there's something about it that's harder to obtain than these three choices. I just heard Glorilla be like, he's gonna choose it every time because this cheaper to keep it. Like, don't cheapen your happiness. Don't choose the easy option because it's there and it's something that you can see is attainable. Because if you do that, it's going to take you out of your power. Like, I don't even want to put that in the reversal. The Empress in the reversal really pisses me off because it's like the Empress has everything. She has the accumulation of every queen, every good quality of them. She creates life in her womb. She creates magic. It's fruitful. In the reversal, it's taking. And what's wild to me is in both um, card draws that I did, the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress were in the reversal. So that's really telling me that if you don't start making decisions based off of what you truly want, and you keep making decisions out of what out of fear of not having something, you're gonna keep taking yourself out of your character because you are the Empress. But every single time that things get too hard, get too heavy, and it's so fucking crazy to me because like the wands, the Ten of Wands is like carrying too much weight, but being at the end of it, right? Like in the reversal, it's being at the end of it because 10 is an ending. Shit, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I'm hearing the lottery, like the coins dropping, like damn. 5 and 10. Wow, fuck, 5 and 10. Wow. Anyways, what's crazy to me is that like every single time that you allow somebody to upset you, take you out of your character, you develop this like encasement of fear around you and your decisions. And it's like if you were to just stop being blindfolded and being like, I have two decisions. I could stay where I am and where I'm comfortable, or I can make another decision. I don't know. The decision to keep staying in my lack of power, um, or finally let it go and be like, not, I'm going to not. And like people are like, what do you mean you're not going to do that anymore? What do you mean? Like, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. Any of that. I decided no. Your fear is that if you do that, people aren't going to have, they're not going to reciprocate that feeling anymore. They're not going to like it. They're not going to have patience with it. They're not going to have, they're not going to accept that from you. And so you're afraid that you're going to get, that you're not going to meet, because this is, the 10 of Pentacles is like generational wealth. It's about building happiness, and with it, like this coming right after it, and this being in the reversal, is like really saying, I'm afraid that if I don't make the smart choice, the financially stable choice, that I'm not going to be able to provide. I'm not going to be able to live like a financially stable life. And so I'm going to keep going against my intuition. I'm going to keep going against myself, and I'm going to keep struggling, and I'm going to keep pretending that I don't have a choice, because the thought of losing my comfortability, it feels like it would be a definitive heartbreak. Because I know that the people around me, they don't have the patience, and they don't hold the emotional ability to be able to um, the ability to, for me, they don't hold the space for me to be able to turn this around, to choose the right thing for me. And that really fits into this Four of Cups. Is like these 3 cups that are shown here are options that other people put in place for you, but it's not your dream. It's not what you really actually want. It's not what you know is like going to 100% emotionally fulfill you and your life. Because like there's a difference between like a family that has a big house, is really comfortable monetarily, and like all of these things that they think they need to be happy, and a family who is like, you know what? We have a simple little house, but we have land, we have our beautiful children, and we're happy, we're fulfilled, we're like, our hearts are fulfilled. There's a difference between those two things. This can absolutely, money is necessary. Money allows the comfortability for you to pursue your dreams. But money is not everything. It is not the dream. The dream is happiness, the pursuit of happiness. With this Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups, we'll get back to you later. But with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, this is fucking amazing energy. Amazing energy. Because it's saying that When you stop, when you stop being a blind bitch and stop pretending that you don't know what choice you actually want to make. Oh, wow, okay. You're right to that. You're gonna get everything that you've ever wanted. Your cup is gonna floweth over. Every single thing that you've wanted to water, that you've wanted to grow, that you've wanted to manifest, make, create. It's gonna happen for you, and then some. The happiness is gonna overflow, and then some. The Ace of Swords is about decision. A brilliant idea, or literally just like standing up for something that you really, really believe in. And I keep seeing the Two of Pentacles. If you don't know what the Two of Pentacles is, let me see if I can find a picture. See if I can find it in my deck really quick. Um, because I want you guys to visually see what I'm talking about. One second. Ah, here we go. That clown juggling two things. The Two of Pentacles is about choice. However, if you look at the infinity sign that's on this card, you have a choice between two things. But if you don't change the circumstances of your choice, it's like bottlenecking your growth, right? It's like choosing a loop. I'm gonna choose this, but when things get too hard and I get scared, I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna be unhappy over here. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. I've had enough. I'm gonna live my dream life. Living it, living it, living it. Scared. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. Don't fucking do that. Like, do not do that. Where did my Ace of Swords go? Make a solid choice towards your dreams, towards the things that you want to achieve. Make the choice. Stop repeating that cycle. Stop bottlenecking your dreams. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Like, the King of Cups is the most sensitive of all of the kings. It's very giving, very generous, very emotionally present, very makes choices from the heart. But in that, he can make very stupid ass choices with his heart because he's making decisions from his heart. He can have outbursts. He can be, you know, he can be a good king and he can be a very bad king, and it just depends on his choice of how he's feeling during of his circumstances. And so what it's saying is like if you make that decision to trust yourself, to have belief in yourself, to trust that niggling feeling inside of you, you're going to always have multiple choices. And you're going to have the choice of whether or not you're going to allow it to take you out of your power and see things for what they are and choose happiness, or you're gonna end up fucking heartbroken if you don't. Every single time that you disrespect your own needs, you disrespect yourself. You're breaking your own heart. Do you really want to keep doing that? Like, I don't. I know I don't. Because it sucks. Because like, damn. Oh man. I mean, we already pulled those earlier, but exactly. That's right. That's fucking right. Let's go. I fucking knew it. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Dude, if you choose yourself, if you choose to stop wasting your energy fighting things that are never going to fulfill you, if you stop pretending that there is no way out, if you stop feeling like things are unfair and that you don't have any control, if you stop allowing yourself to be uninspired, if you kill off those pieces of yourself that aren't serving you anymore, you will completely transform. Completely transform. And with the magician, and previously that we had the Empress, like, you are so powerful in your ability to manifest things into your life. Like, your words are actual fucking spells. When you sing a song and you feel it and it moves you, that's a spell. When you, um, I'm literally hearing, like, even your thought process, like how quickly you can change your thought processes, because all that magic is thought plus action. Manifesting into the physical form is magic. So if you have an idea and you follow that and you invest in that and you move towards that instead of these feelings, you will literally, it's like it's this 1111 portal is making the decision of like, I'm letting go of these feelings that are hurting me for myself, because I want to walk into a space where I'm able to create everything, everything from above, so below, from my mind created with action into the physical reality, and that is magic. You have Judgment again, and the Lovers, and the Eight of Pentacles. Because they're all in the upright, I'm going to read them for exactly what they are. This decision to choose yourself will resurrect you, will resurrect, will pull you out of that darkness, and you will soar. You will literally soar. It's like it's like what the fuck is his name? God damn it! It's the story of I don't remember what his name is. It's the Greek story when he flies too close to the sun. He finds his wings, he gets too excited, he goes too close to the sun. But this is saying that like because you put in that hard work, because you've weaved your web and had these this is giving me interpersonal connection, but like and with the lovers, it's like whatever connections that you're making are going to literally revamp your entire existence, your entire thought process. Like, what? I'm gonna pull one last card because I don't want to make this too much longer. It's already over an hour. Dude, literally, I've been thinking about Bast for months now. If you don't know who Bast is, or Bat, or I mean, she has several different names, but she's the cat goddess of ancient Egypt, and she's a home protector and self protector. And but this card is saying that your independence is the foundation for your strength and your success. So doing what makes you happy, that is the foundation for your strength and your success. If you if you if you solely wow if you solely come from a place of like I'm going to live for myself and for my dreams, you will find that love, you will find that interconnectedness, you will find a reason to keep going, to keep living. With the butterfly maiden transformation, you're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. When you decide to put yourself first, you metamorphosize from a caterpillar into a butterfly. And you fucking soar. Wings, wings, wings. Like, I wish I was playing you guys. I wish I was playing around with you, but I'm not. Yep. This is where I'm leaving you guys. I'm leaving you here with the underlying message from Islot Undying Love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. And the love that others bring onto you is eternal, regardless of the situation. And Yamanya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I just I just heard. Do me a favor when you leave this message, go and listen to Eminem's "Lose Yourself." These weak arms are heavy, the bobbing on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up, over now, bitch. What is the thing that he said in the very beginning of that song? I have to look it up. I know it's about opportunity and taking it. He's like, if you only had one chance, would you take it? That's what this is about. If you only had one chance, one more day in your life, would you take it? Would you take the opportunity to be your best self? To live life for you? Stop living your life for others. Damn, you guys! That's wild. That's so fucking wild. Anyway, I'm gonna keep posting tarot videos because I'm not afraid of judgment anymore. I don't give a fuck. Um, yeah, but just know that I love you. I'm thinking about you. I hope that you choose yourself. Um, I hope that the people that you keep around your inner circle from now on aren't people that make you feel like you're unworthy. I hope that they're people that speak blessings onto your life. I hope that they're people that tell you how important you are to them, how important you are to the world, how much they love you. Um, I hope that change happens so that you can start living a life that isn't where your choices aren't being dictated from fear anymore. I hope that you can take whatever hurt you in your life and transmute that into love. Which, speaking of transmutation, this is the last thing. Speaking of transmutation, if you're going to be doing spell work tonight, because casting tonight, very powerful. But instead of because I know there's some of you who are still mad out there, and I get it, I get the reason why you're mad. But instead of doing return to sender spell work and being like, I don't want this energy anymore, take it back, do a transmutation spell. Take their energy of all the shit that they're talking, all the shit that they're doing, and be like, you know what? I will take your energy. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to transmute it into my success. I'm going to transmute it into my benefit. So thank you for hating on me. I appreciate that. I'm going to use it to make one thing and turn it into something else, something much better. And I'm going to show you. Period. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know how to end this. If this resonated, if it didn't, let me know.